Well, the final day of campaigning has seen Julia Gillard and Tony Abbott frantically working electorates in what many are now describing as the closest of contests. Political correspondent Nick Harmson has our coverage on a day that saw both leaders campaigning in and around Sydney.
He's not sizing up the number one job just yet.
I hope it's not too big for me.
If you're PM, you'll grow into it.
But the polls show the coalition is a real chance of snatching a shock victory.
Very impressive.
Day 35, the final day of campaigning, brought a curious mixture of positive images.
1, 2, 3,
But peace and love only goes so far.
Backstabber, Gillard! A backstabber! You backstab rat!
And Labor's final words turned distinctly negative.
There is a very, very real risk. Don't risk it. Don't risk your family's futures with Mr Abbott. There is a very real risk for you and your family. If Mr Abbott is elected as Prime Minister, work choices will be back. That is a real risk.
Frankly, the only risk in this election is that a really bad government might get the second chance that it doesn't deserve.
The coalition countered Labor's negatives with its own, in New South Wales, highlighting Julia Gillard's relationship with an unpopular state government, and in Queensland, a knifed former leader.
She had no compassion for Kevin Rudd, and therefore the Australian people should have no compassion for Julia Gillard.
Here she is, the nation's girl, the Prime Minister, Julia Gillard.
From the malls of Bennelong
Hello,
to the factories of Western Sydney, the Prime Minister made her final pitch.
I'm not for going back, I'm for going forward. This is the moment, this is the time.
While Tony Abbott continued his merry dance.
Okay, so that one first,
done.
Of TV shows, radio studios and markets.
Well, he's doing his best to get his claws into me.
On a trail through 10 seats in 30 hours.
I've had a lot of coffees. I am running for the biggest job in the country, and if you're running for a big job, you've got to make a big effort.
His effort in government, he says, would include stemming the flow of boats to 3 a year. For now, Julia Gillard's working hard to combat the dual threats of complacency and protest votes.
Every vote counts. Every vote makes a difference.
And that's where the Greens hope to capitalise. They echoed Labor's work choices cry in their quest for the balance of power.
We will stop the Senate being dominated. Labor can't win a control of the Senate, but Eric Abetz is 1 seat short of dominating the Senate, and we know what that means. He'll tweak more than industrial relations.
In the final hours, the battle for undecided voters knows no bounds, but many minds are already made up. A record 1.8 million voters have cast pre-poll ballots. Tonight, the Prime Minister encountered some voters who are well and truly decided.
I just want to say that we are not happy.
You and your Labor Party got us into debt.
If the result is as close as expected, it could be a long week ahead. Nick Harmson, Lateline.